Hey everybody, it's Dr. Teraguchi from Progressive Pediatrics with my first installment of Isolation Quarantine. Isolation. You isolate if you are sick, as in you have symptoms consistent with the COVID-19, or you test positive for COVID-19. The isolation period is for 10 days, day 0 being the day of symptom onset and or the date of the positive COVID test, to be explained later. So here's Orangey. Orangey has a scratchy throat and a runny nose. Begins isolation, but cannot get a COVID test for a couple days. So in a couple days gets the COVID tests, continues to isolate, and then gets results back 2 days later. So on day 4, Orangey finds out that in fact he is COVID positive, but because he's been isolating up to this point, he has already completed 4 days of isolation. So on the 10th day, if he is feeling better, symptoms are improving, and fever-free for 24 hours, the following day, he can end his isolation, and off he goes. Yay! Okay, here's another scenario. There's Bluey. Bluey feels fine, but on a screening test, Bluey tests positive for COVID-19. So day 0 is actually the date of the positive COVID test. So super boring, but is isolating. And then on, let's roll the dice and see. Let's pick a day. Day 3, gets a fever, 101, cough, some diarrhea. So has to go back to day 0, and day 0 is now the day of symptom onset. And then has to restart and complete a 10-day isolation from the symptom onset. Symptoms improving, fever-free for 24 hours. On the 11th day, the day after the 10-day isolation, is out of isolation and free to go. So you can see that these things can kind of get a little confusing. So I'm hoping that these little visits and scenarios will help make things a little bit clearer. And now, an appearance from the COVID vaccine. I encourage anybody who is eligible to schedule their COVID vaccine. Take care.